You know, life is, it's like getting a tattoo. You know, when you have it for life. And, you know, my reflections of my work as a producer is like a tattoo. You know, Higher States of Consciousness for me was a track that helped open up doors for me and a lot of other artists and producers and people who just like music. You know, they heard this song that got them into electronic music. But, you know, I've done a lot of things in my career to help define me as well. So I kind of step away from, you know, higher states of consciousness. This is something important to me. I find that it's really difficult for me to be able to make music lately because DJs and producers are always constantly touring and on the road. And I find it very difficult to be able to make quality productions for me on the road. When I get the chance to make music, I always try to use this mistakes theory kind of rule, you know, where I do something by mistake and then it turns out to be the thing that people question and wonder, how did you do that, you know? And the good thing about making electronic music nowadays is that it's very accessible and it's very easy for a lot of people because all you need is one little computer and you can make everything. So making mistakes isn't as costly as it used to be in the past because you used to rent the studio and, you know, time is money and if you make mistakes you have to do it again and then you have to spend more time in the studio. So it's very different from how it used to be, but I still like to try to make mistakes and learn from my mistakes or use the mistakes to my benefit. American radio is different than European radio. American MTV music stations are different than European MTV music stations. In America, the radio is all pop music. You know, it's rap, rock, top 40, R&B, and country music, and it really doesn't reflect all the forms of music. So, internet radio stations came around several years ago, and they really helped broaden. But I think it's a really nice way to have people listen to other music rather than just the standard music that everybody's listening to. America is extremely different from Europe and the rest of the world with its culture in general, let alone electronic music culture. Electronic music culture started in America, but then became worldly accepted everywhere else but America. From Chicago, Detroit, New York producers, they tend to always be in Europe because there was never really much of a scene or a scene that accepted and showed their appreciation for these producers and pioneers. So those people actually came to Europe, to Asia, to South America because it was more accepted in these cultures. It's very similar to how jazz music actually was taking place in the 40s and 50s and 60s, you know, where it wasn't really accepted in America due to racism, due to the fact that people couldn't understand it, so people came to Europe to support their jazz. And Paris, Belgium, you know, and everywhere. It was really something that helped to make this style of music become popular. And we don't have commercial radio, public radio in America that supports electronic music so much at all. And also you have to be 21 years of age to be able to drink alcohol in a discotheque. So, you know, everybody who's out listening to music in the clubs has to be 21 years of age, which is difficult. There is no secret. The secret is just to live life and then hopefully things will work out the way they're supposed to work out. You know, I trust. I do a lot of trusting. We trust and have our integrity to the music that we like, and we've always really enjoyed a diverse range of music. The good thing is that I've been told that you know, when there is an open release, that people will listen to it at least because they don't know what it is. You know, you're not always guaranteed a sale because it could be too deep for the techno person, or it could be too techno for the house person. you know, but luckily the way the music is going, everything is crossing, you know. And the techno guys are now playing tracky house, you know, and you know, the tracky house guys are now playing some techno. So it's really quite unique how it's going. It's always very difficult to be able to please everybody. We don't try to. We just try to be able to put out good quality music that makes our hearts feel good. And we have a good roster of artists that we work with, some very new that no one knows, and some very old who have been friends with me or colleagues of mine or people that I really have wanted to work with, and now they're sending us demos. You know, so it's a really kind of a cool position to be in at the label, but at the same time, it's very difficult to be able to make a living. But it's a labor of love over recordings, and I'm happy to have been able to have the label going for so long and continue to put out lots of different artists from all over the world.